Hello there, welcome back to the new lecture. So in this lecture, we have to understand the bill of quantity. In short, you can say BOQ. So after the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand the purpose and structure of BOQ. And then we have to discuss how to prepare a bill of quantity. So let's start. So here, let's see. What is the main purpose of bill of quantities? So a bill of quantities is a vital document in construction project, especially for mechanical, electrical and plumbing works, and it serves multiple purposes. In that, the first is cost estimation and budgeting. So the BOQ provides a detailed breakdown of all the MEP components required for the project along with their respective quantities and unit prices. So this help in accurate cost estimation and budgeting. Okay. Next purpose is tendering and bidding. So here what happened, the contractor use the BOQ to prepare their bids. Okay, it ensures that all bidders are pricing the same items and quantities, promoting fairness and transparency in the tendering process. Next is contract administration. So the BOQ forms part of the contract documents and is used to monitor and control project cost. It helps in tracking changes, variation and managing payment. Next purpose is for the measurement and payment. Okay. So BOQ means this, it serves as a basis for interim and final payment. So the quantities in the BOQ are measured and payment are made accordingly. Okay. Next is project planning and scheduling. So by providing a detailed information about the MEP works, the BOQ helps in planning and scheduling activities, ensuring that all required material and component are available when needed. Next is change management. So any changes or variation in the project can be easily managed and quantified using the BOQ, facilitating better control over project scope and cost. Okay, so this is the main purpose of bill of quantities. Now let's see the structure of BOQ. So the structure of a BOQ for MEP works typically includes several key sections. Here I will show you the detailed breakdown. In that, the first is title page. You have to prepare the title page. In that, in title page generally you have to write down the project title, client or owner name, consultant name, contractor name, date of issue. These are the detail which you have to show in the title page. Okay. Next we have a table of content. So here a detailed table of content listing all section and subsection of the BOQs. Next is instruction to tenderers. So here we have to show the guideline how to interpret the BOQ, then instruction of submittal bids, terms and conditions related to pricing, measurement and payment. That things you have to show here. Next one is preliminaries. Okay, so what is this? Preliminaries, here we have to show the general condition and requirement. Okay, site management and supervision, temporary facilities and utilities, detail safety and security measure. This all we have to show you. Now the next is breakdown of the MEP system. So under mechanical works, all of you know the HVAC system will comes. Under HVAC system, air handling unit, chillers, detailed duct works, detailed ventilation fans, detailed piping and insulation details. Then plumbing system will also comes under mechanical work. Firefighting protection system will also comes under mechanical work. Okay, then in electrical work, power distributions, lighting system, low voltage system, backup power will comes under electrical works. Okay, so their quantity, we need the quantity of each and every materials. Okay, next point is bill items and quantity. So here a detail, we need show the detailed description of each item, unit of measurement, example meter, square meter, number, then quantity for each item we need here, unit rates and total cost for each items. Okay, if I just give you the example structure for an HVAC system like air handling unit, so what you have to show here in description, generally supply and installation of AHU including all accessory. You have to show the number of AHU, their quantity, unit rate, let's say whatever, then you will get the total. Suppose in your complete project you have AHU 5 quantity, okay, and their unit rate is around $5,000. so if I told you to give me the total cost of AHU, so 5,000 multiplied by quantity 5, so you will get around $25,000. okay, same way for ductwork. Ductwork is generally measured in square meter, their quantity we need. So for that you have to calculate the material takeoff, which already I have discussed in the second module. You can go through that, you will get the idea. Then the next one is summary. In summary, what you have to show, we have to show the total cost for mechanical work, total cost for electrical work, and grand total for MEP works. Okay, in summary. And the next is appendices. So here we have to show the detailed specification and drawing, manufacturer data sheet, testing and commissioning procedure, everything. Okay, so here we have seen this structure of bill of quantity. So remember, a well structured BOQ for MEP work ensure clarity, transparency and accuracy in the estimation and execution of construction project. It helps in effective cost management, facilitate fair tendering processes, and support efficient project planning and control. So for MEP quantity surveyor, the BOQ is an essential tool for ensuring that all aspects of the MEP work are properly accounted for and managed throughout the project life cycle. Okay. Now let's see the next topic, how to prepare a bill of quantity. This is the important task. So for that, the first you have to create a space sheet to organize your bill of quantity. Okay, so set up your space sheet so that each row is a material you will need to complete your project. Use the column to organize the following information about each materials, item numbers. Okay, then in item number could be a serial number or part number. Okay, then description, we need the unit of measurement. You can see in the Excel sheet it is shown quantities, rate per unit. Okay, to be filled in by contractor bidding on the project. Then total cost of materials. So these are the, in this way generally you have to use this space sheet to list material. Okay, you will need to complete your project. Next, compile a list of material needed for your project. Okay, so what you have to do now, pull material for the architecture plans. The architect plans include a specification for various building material used to complete the design. Write down dimension as well, so this will come in handy when you are estimating the amount of a material you will need. Then the name and specification of each material go into the description column of your BOQ spreadsheet. You can see in the description the material name is given. For example, if you are building a house, okay, you might need framing material, sheet rock, bricks, concrete, flooring material, wiring, lighting fixtures, and kitchen and bathroom fixtures, etc. So be as specific as possible with your description. Include the dimension of the surface or area, the thickness of the material you need, and any other detail that might impact the quality of the material. Okay. The next thing, you have to break down your project into categories. Okay. So different part of your project will likely be handled by different contractor. So your BOQ tells each contractor what they will need for the project so they can prepare their bids. So this does not mean you need a new spreadsheet for each category. Just divide one spreadsheet into section. For example, if you are building a house, you might have separate category for framing, for electrical, plumbing and flooring. Okay. So since both framing and flooring required nails, each of this category would have a row for nails under each category. You can see in the figures. After that, the next thing, just provide the quantity you need of each material. Okay. So in the column, you create for unit of measurement, enter the unit used for each material. So these are usually standard units such as feet or meter, gallons or liter. Okay. Then in the quantity cell, just enter the amount of that unit that you need for that material. For example, if part of your project includes painting a room, just example, you might list gallon as the unit of measurement for the paint, then 10 as the number of gallon of paint you need. After that, you have to add 15 to 20% to each material calculation to account for waste. Okay. Sometime what happen, your unit of measurement will reflect how that particular material is sold. For example, if cable is one of your material, okay, and that cable is sold in spools of a standard size, so you could use spool as your unit of measurement. Okay. Next, estimate the labor needed in each category. Okay. Now what you have to do? We have to estimate the labor needed in each category. You can see in the figure I have shown. So a man hours is roughly the amount of work that can be done by a single person skilled at that work in 1 hour. Okay. How you specifically define this depend on the size and scope of your project and the type of labor you need. For example, if a brick wall is part of your project, okay, you would need to know how many bricks the average bricks layer can lay in 1 hour. That would be your man hour roughly, although it would also need to account for other aspect of bricklaying such as mixing mortar. Okay. So in this way, generally you have to estimate the labor needed in each category. Then make an initial cost estimate for the project. Okay. Just figure out the average prices for material and labor in your area by calling supplier and talking to contractors. BOQs from similar projects that were recently completed can also help you come up with a cost estimate. So your initial cost estimate gives you a benchmark that help you rate this feasibility of the bids you get it. Okay, do not include this number in the BOQ you give to contractor. Just keep it for your own reference. Okay, it might not be strictly necessary to make an initial cost estimate for every project, but they can actually save you a lot of time on larger project where you have a lot of bids to sort through. Okay. Then we have to draft a project schedule based on your labor estimate. Okay, so the man hours you have calculated will give you a rough idea of when each task need to be done. Okay, so it is a loose schedule since you cannot account for a lot of things such as weather that would cause delay, but even a loose schedule help potentially contractors figure out if they can work on the project. For example, if you have estimated it will take a total of 1000 man hour to build your house. Okay. Next is solicit bids from contractor with your BOQ. So for that, if the contractor says they are interested and have the time to commit to your project, go ahead and forward them your BOQ. They will go through it and enter their estimate in the column for rate per unit and total cost. Okay. Then we have to evaluate contractor bids for specific jobs. So with a BOQ, each contractor who bids on a project is using the exact same material and labor estimate as the basis of their bids. So you can easily compare the number they have provided without needing to break them down at all. So this is where your initial cost estimate comes in handy. So if a contractor submit a bid significantly lower than your initial cost estimate, you know to be skeptical. Then refers to your BOQ throughout the project. So as your project progresses, your BOQ gives you a good idea of what is coming up next, so you can plan ahead. So knowing what needs to happen and when keeps you flexible, so you can adjust your plan as needed to account for any unforeseen delays. For example, what if there is a shortage of a particular material? You need to complete the flooring. Looking at your BOQ, you could push ahead with another part of the project that is not dependent on flooring, so your project stay on schedule. Okay. So in this way, we have to prepare a bill of quantity. Now, the topics which we have covered in this session, we have discussed the purpose and structure of bill of quantities. After that, I have shown you how to prepare a bill of quantities. So this is all about preparing bill of quantity. I hope all of you enjoy the session. See you in next one.